going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, man, back with another one, man. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. And listen, we back with another press conference. It is press conference week, and I hope you guys are in full attendance because tomorrow is who? Deshaun Jackson! Okay? Tomorrow is Deshaun Jackson's at Delaware State. We're going to be full attendance for that as well. So, man, y'all make sure y'all tune in and stay tuned and stay locked in, man. Listen, there's not a lot of stuff going on in these HBCU streets, but, listen, I'm going to try to keep it as entertaining as I can until once all these press conferences go, you know what I'm saying? I might have to never can say goodbye. No, I never can say goodbye. Never can say goodbye. Even though the pain and heartache seems to follow me wherever I go. I gotta go. Got to get gone. All right. Got to get gone, man. Listen, if you watch the FCS championship, shout out to North Dakota State for winning another championship. Okay. Another championship. They got another one. Shout out to North Dakota State. So shout out to them. Watch the game. Good game. Really good game. Really, really good game. The only reason why I didn't do a watch party is no Diddy. My throat has been on fire. The whole house has pretty much been sick for like the last week or so. My youngest daughter brought something home and pretty much gave it to everybody. The baby's sick. The older kids are sick. So everybody pretty much coughing and sneezing and doing something. So that's the only reason why I didn't do a watch party. I didn't think that I could talk for the whole thing because my throat's been really sore. So yeah, that just is what it is. So just wanted to keep it. I just watched it at the house. You know what I'm saying? We were just watching at the house. I was in the Facebook group that I'm in, the little messaging group that we in. We talked about the game as it was going on. So it's some stuff. So will you and Zoe have a show together? Probably, maybe not. I don't know. Depends on how it goes. Depends on how I feel. Depends on how he feels as well. Hey, and listen, make sure you guys have, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys have subscribed to Zoe's new channel, man. Zone Coverage. He's been dropping some good stuff over there, man. Let me give you guys the link. All right. Make sure you guys, let's go run them numbers up, man. Let's go run them numbers up. Go get y'all. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Listen, this ain't Mr. Emotional. This ain't a Mr. Emotional podcast, right? It's for everybody. La-da-da to everybody. Everybody's opinions is welcome. Everybody's thoughts is welcome. It ain't no panties in a bunch. It ain't none of that. Okay? It is a full pantheon of football and sports. All right. So it's everybody is welcome. Okay. It ain't no whites only pies over there. Okay. And I know a lot of you Bama's be like, how we turn one of them white pies into nigga pies, but it's none of that. All right, here we go.
Members of the 1876 Foundation, the members of the Panther Backers.
What is he wearing? PV got all this money, and this what y'all do?
Now, I'm going to tell you a little joke right quick. Coach P said she's going to kill me, but
this is what y'all, PV got all this money, and this is what y'all do?
Coach,
boy, I tell you.
Terrence Jackson. You mean Terrence Johnson?
Trash.
No. Terrence Johnson was in my homeroom in the 8th grade. That's not Terrence Jackson. So I got some homework. Coach Pete made me write down. You know when you were in school and you got in trouble, I will not talk in class. And you had to write it 100 times. Well, Coach Pete had me write it 15 times. So I completed my assignment. Coach, please forgive me. It was a lot of fun. All right. So without further ado, we'll keep this going. And we'll bring up our fearless leader, our athletic director. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Anton Goff.
Thank you, Charles. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here today. great day to be a parent. Before I introduce
His
our
voice and his
new
look
head coach,
don't
I want
match
to
to
thank
me. That's just me, though.
first and foremost, I want to thank our president of the Grand. First and foremost, as an athletic director, all you can ask from your president is the trust and support to be able to make decisions that affect the athletic department. And when I asked her to be able to make this decision, she said, "I hired you as the athletic director, and I expect you to make athletic director decisions." And so she supported me and allowed me to make this decision. So I do want to thank you, and I appreciate that, and I hope that I garnered your trust and continue to do that. I also want to thank Collegiate Sport Associates. I use Collegiate Sport Associates as our search firm, and I can tell you the multitude of calls, texts, nominations of candidates and agents that reached out in pursuit of this position. Craig Littlepage, as well as Will McGillis, they were instrumental in vetting people for me and being able to organize all those individuals who called us and wanted to be the next Prairie A&M head coach for our football team. I also want to thank a couple people. Serena Willis, Dr. Serena Willis, our senior VP for enrollment, management, and student success. Greg Bryan, who's our assistant VP for auxiliary services, and John Osby, who is an alum and the former chair of the PD Foundation. They served as what I call my wise counsel during this process, and so I bounced a lot of ideas off of them, and they helped me through this process. So thank you to them. And then last but not least, I want to thank my PD family as well as my family at home. Full transparency, I was not the greatest person to deal with for the past month, right? I said, and that's my mama right there. I got into this decision in the process and kind of like put full blinders on, and I wasn't pleasant to be around, right? Because I knew I had a job and a mission to fulfill for this university, and I knew how important this decision was. And so I want to thank them for their support because, like I said, I wasn't the greatest to be around, and I can admit that. And hopefully, I'm back to my old self. So my PB family, as well as my family at home, thank you for that support. When I went into this transition, there were a multitude of different characteristics I was looking for. Obviously, somewhere, a leader, somebody with football acumen, someone who had success prior to coming here to Prairie A&M University, right? And so those are some of the obvious things, but some of the things that weren't obvious is that I needed somebody who aligned with my values as a professional, the department's values, and the university's values. And as I sat down and talked with our coach here and got to know him more and more, and he swears he didn't do the homework on our 5 pillars. But what we talked about.
Oh, hey, you got too much money to be acting up.
What we talked about was academic excellence, right? He believed in foremost a football program that developed people who graduate from
They didn't do no audio checks. Trash ass PV.
Right? I'm one of the most competitive guys you'll ever meet, and he's right there with me, right? And so it's important for him to build a championship, not just a program, but a championship culture. The other thing we talked about was using the football program as life lessons for our student athletes, so once they leave here, they understand how to be successful out in society. And so career development was a big thing we talked about. Being pillars of the community, right? We talked about making sure our guys are going to be out in the community and understanding what it is to be a role model and understanding how to go out and support that community that's going to support us here. We want to make sure these stands are filled. And then the last was talking about, how we understand that lessons you learn in football transform your life, right? And so, those alignment was super important to me. And that was something I wasn't going to compromise on. And when I sat down and we had multiple conversations to find out his values and how he wanted to run a program, this is how I wanted to run a program and how I saw the vision for our athletic department falling under the vision of our university. It was almost God-sent for me, right? Because once I knew our values aligned, everything else was easy. And then something that is intangible, I wanted what I call a football guy. When I say a football guy, I mean somebody who lives, breathes, understands football. Because let me tell you this, I've been in this business about 30 years, Not every football coach is a football guy. But I can tell you this right now, the man sitting right here is a football guy. And so I'm excited to be standing before you to be able to introduce our brand new head coach. And so without further ado, I want to introduce Tremaine Jackson, our head coach.
Hey, that handshake was black. He hit you with the J like this. He said, to be as light skinned as he was, he hit you with that was legit.
Yeah. Little Jackson there, you know what I'm saying?
A&M didn't have no helmets. PV got helmets. A&M didn't have no helmets. Prairie View at least got helmets. Hey, that black woman tall as a mug.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a good deal. Good morning or good afternoon. We're extremely excited to be here. I promise you, I've done this a few times. I won't be so emotional. It's tough because I got this little girl sitting in front of me. And she and I, we started this thing together. I was a semi-pro coach for the San Antonio Ravens. I used to take her to practice, sit on the little chess deal while I was out there coaching some guys. So this is special because I used to watch this press conference. Now I get a chance to be a part of it. But we do have some things to say. We're going to get those things said. First of all, I want to thank God. Without God, none of this is possible. Especially with the career that we've had with the ebbs and flows and being all over the country, chasing this thing around. Football is ministry for me. And our pulpit just happens to be on a 120-yard field that's 53 1/3 wide. You guys get to criticize it all the time. And so we understand that and we adhere to that. So I want to thank God. President LeGrand, the conversation you and I had, I was really blown away by your vision for this university. And it made it fairly easy to come in and join. Even while we were playing, I kept thinking about our conversation and what we were talking about when we weren't practicing. So thank you for this opportunity. My man, one of the only captains I miss. There you go.
Hey, he's funny. That's good.
Thank you, bro, for our conversations, your support during the time we were in. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. And it's not normal to have the alignment that he was talking about. I've been in places with no alignment. I think what the vision AD Golf has for what we're trying to get done, it's going to make it real easy to come to work every day. So I appreciate you. My family that's here, my family that's watching on YouTube, thank you. Thank you guys for being around. Thank you guys for supporting this journey because we've been all over the place. We travel to and fro. And so this is not easy. So thank you. Last but not least, thank you to the search firm. You'd have to know some of the conversations we had with them. I'll share with you a quick story. They called. They said, Coach, Prairie View A&M is wanting to talk to you. I know you played at the other school. Do you have a problem with that? I said, man, I don't care about none of that. And I said, they still got the stadium? Yeah, they still got the stadium. Yeah, we good. Let me know when they want to talk. Thank you for that. And then I said last but not least, but Panther Nation, the overwhelming support, emails, text messages, social media that we've gotten, and we've only been here for a short time. We're really excited to meet everyone and to get going on what we think is a very good product. Here's what we're bringing, because a lot of people are you sit back at these deals and you want to know what's happening. Who are you? What are you bringing? We're going to bring a program that focuses on 3 areas. We're going to be great in the classroom. We're going to be elite there. because we want to match our elite education that we offer here at Prairie A&M. We're going to be great in the community. We got about 110, 120 strong young people. We're going to be able to get out in this community, whether it's Waller County or Houston. We're going to be able to move, pick up something, help somebody that needs some help, because how dare we expect people to support us and we've done nothing to support them. Last but not least, when you come watch us play on that grass, we're going to get on it. And I made a statement before and I stand by it. When we come off that hill, it's going to be trouble, because we're going to be prepared at a high level to be competitive, not only in the SWAC, but nationally and across the country. We're not here to be an elite SWAC school. We're here to be a premier elite FCS program. We're here to be in the top 5 or the top 25. And we make no qualms about that. In those 3 areas, we're going to focus on. They're already being focused on that. What it takes to be one of us. There's a lot of people calling us, talking about, you need to look at this kid and that kid. That's fine. We're going to look at all of them. We got coaches in the back. We're going to look at all of them. Don't be mad at us when we tell you they can't play for us. But we're going to definitely look at them. But here's what you need to know. We're Panthers, but we do have a dogmatic mentality. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to be obedient. We're going to have a lot of grit. And just so you understand what it is that means to us, being disciplined is doing what we say we're going to do, regardless of who watches. Doesn't matter if you see us or not. We're going to be doing the things that we said we were going to do. Being obedient, submitting, and complying with the authority for the greater good of the team and the institution. And last but not least, having grit, passion, and perseverance for long-term and meaningful goals. We'll have those 3 things. But when you take dog, when you take DOG, you flip it around, you understand that God is at the center of it all. And that's why we don't change the way we spell that. We don't change how we talk about that, because I do this for that. And so we are going to be dogmatic. Has nothing to do with the fraternity. I wish it did. Maybe I could make a little money. But it doesn't. It's just the 3 character traits and core values of our program that you can't join us if you don't display those 3 things. Last but not least, somebody will ask me a football question, and when you do, I'll answer it, but that's not right now. I want to talk to you about time. It's time. It's time. It's time for us to win the SWAC. It's time for us to play in the Celebration Bowl. It's time for us to win the national championship, whether it be the Celebration Bowl or the FCS national championship. It's just time. Got a simple plan, 5-step plan to do that. Got to win game 1. Got to win game 1. We're in there. Yeah, well, please clap. So we got to win game 1. We're in a unique situation where we have to start off in our conference. We understand that. We have a unique opportunity to get ahead in order to do that. So we want to win game 1. Secondly, we want to win the non-conference. Come on! Whoever they put in front of us, AD Golf and I, we've talked schedule and we've done that. Put whoever you need to put in front of us. Come on! It's our opportunity to showcase our program outside of our conference to let people know that we don't play black college football. We play football. Come on! And wherever they play in football, that's where we want to be. That's what I'm talking about. So we want to win our non-conference. We want to win the SWAC West. The 4th thing is we want to host the SWAC championship. Somebody told me the other day that a SWAC West team has never hosted. I said a SWAC West team that don't have facilities like us. So it's us, it's our time to host. I think they waited on that for us. So we're going to get started on that today. Last but not least, I want everybody to load up once we do those things. Win the SWAC championship, I want everybody to load up getting planes, trains, and automobiles. Whatever we got to get to. Get on I-10 to I-20, get to Atlanta, get a good seat, because we absolutely going to come out that beans, and we're going to win the Celebration Bowl. And I'm not talking big. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Come on! So, somebody's going to cut this up and use it as bulletin board material. That's fine. That's fine. We understand that. Let me tell you again. We're going to win the SWAC championship. We're going to get on I-10 and go toward I-20 because that's the shorter way. We're going to go to Atlanta. Our fans are going to take over Atlanta. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to win the Celebration Bowl, and we're going to stay an extra day just because we know what's happening later on that night. Make no qualms about that. In order to do those things, there is some work to be done. Good thing is we don't play to August 30th, and we need every day. We need every day to get to that point. Again, we're excited about being here. People talk about why would you get up there and tell them that? Here's what we believe. You cannot lead people into something they have no vision for. And so it's our ability, our chance to give people the ability to think forward and understand. And I know we Google a lot. I know we check records and backgrounds. We've been real honest with how we go about doing things. And the evidence is here for our journey to eminence. And we really believe that we can be a great asset. Please call us. Let us know what we can do for you. I'm excited to be a Panther. I'm excited to run out that tunnel. Y'all held me in that room back there. It's kind of like being in the tunnel. There you go. I was ready to bust out. And so hopefully we get the boys playing that same way. But understand this. We don't take this lightly. This is a big deal. This is not some step on the way to somewhere else. This is it. This is it. We're going to make these facilities and the investment in people that our administration, both university and athletic, have made, we're going to make them right. We're going to prove ourselves right about changing the lives of young people. Here's what we believe before I go. We believe football is a life-changing game. Therefore, we will teach, train, and motivate our players to be positive contributors to our world using the game of football. That's our mission statement. That's what you'll hear us talk about. And at any point, if we're not doing that, I want you to check me on that just like you're going to try to check me on the wrong third down plays. Because honestly, if we don't get that right, none of that other stuff matters. We're excited. Can't wait to get out there. Can't wait to meet you. Go Panthers. All right, let's give Coach another round of applause. I'm excited. Now it's time for us, all of us in this room, to get behind this department. Tell 10 friends to tell 10 friends to tell 10 to jump on this wagon now, because as Coach said, it's time. Speaking of time, now it's time for the fun part, our question and answer segment. Got about 10 minutes, Coach, left. About 10 minutes for questions and answers. Anybody have any questions for Coach? I'll make it easy, Coach. I'll step to the side and I'll take the mic. All right. Dr. Kenyatta Cavill. Yes, sir.
Dr. Cavill with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Good to have you here, Coach, and welcome to the program. I want to ask you in regards to the philosophy you talked about. Obviously, part of that was DOG and how it was reversed. It's spelled God. Where did that come from?
Yeah, I appreciate the question. That came from COVID. I talk loud. Me too. Yeah, I don't like talking sitting down. That came from COVID. I got my first opportunity during COVID, and we couldn't do anything else. We couldn't do football. We couldn't do anything. And so we had a philosophy. People kept calling us in recruiting, talking about, Coach, I got a dog for you. I got a dog. He's a dog. Y'all doing it now. I got a dog. You got to have it. But we wanted to find out what kind of dog that we wanted in our program. There's all types of dogs. Ain't no chihuahuas in football. So we want the all-black cane corso with the white stripe. And so we defined what that looks like for us. And that's where it came from. And when you spell dog and you look at it, and you spell dog backwards, that's what we want to be. I'm raised by grandma. So I'm a Tuesday through Friday and Sunday church guy. Had the building fund and sold fish dinners. You know what I mean? So everything runs through my foundation in Christ. And so we found a way to merge those two, and it's worked for us ever since.
It's Terrence Harris from Houston Defender. Hey, you talked a lot about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. But the question that kind of remains is, when are you going to do it? How soon can you get this thing turned around?
Yeah, that's a great question. How fast we go depends on how fast everybody buys in. I know the administration is bought in because we wouldn't be at this point if we all weren't bought into one another. So I'm bought into the philosophies of the university department, and I know that they believe what we said we were going to do. The question on that is the players and you guys. How fast are you going to buy it? Are we going to keyboard it, or are we going to write checks?
Come on.
Are we going to
Support
these guys
Come on.
regardless of who we're playing? Or are you only going to come to the popular games at
Come
home?
on, Coach.
How fast?
Talk your shit.
Depends on you. And so, in the words of Martin Luther King, how long? Not long. If you and the people in our program buy in today, if you walk out this door and you're not fully submitted into what we're trying to get done, regardless of if you've seen it or not, it ain't gonna work as fast as you want it to work for you. It ain't gonna work. You're gonna always find something to point at why it's not working. So it can go as fast as we want it to go, or it can go as slow as we want it to go. Now, I'm impatient. Maybe golf ain't bringing me here. This ain't no 4-year building project. That's not what we hear Dr. LeGrand talked about. We're gonna get the football piece together. But championships are won in administration and university. And the fan support has to be there. I'm disappointed in some things. Now, here's what you'll find about me. I'll tell you the truth. I'm disappointed in some of the attendance. And we got to get out there and fight.
12 fans.
People in these stands.
12 fans.
Not to have this full every week. I played in some bad places, and they had fans. They were bad. And so at least we're going to put a good product out there, and we can move the program forward as fast as everybody gets on the same page.
Hey, Coach, Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends, how you doing?
How you doing, Kyle?
What was your attraction to Prairie that would bring your leadership and your expertise here? And what can Panther Nation expect from you?
Yeah, my attraction was the people. Again, I just talked about our conversation with AD Golf. And then when I talked to Dr. Grant, it was easy. Because not too many times do you find that alignment in those 3 places, presidential level, the athletic director, and the football coach. And so the alignment was attractive to me. I went into my last season going, probably got a chance to make a run, and then we'll start all over again and do it again. I wasn't looking. I wasn't. We were on a good run when I got the call. I got some other calls. I didn't take those. Because once you do your research on the people that we have in leadership, the search committee, those are powerful people on this campus. Those are people that really care about Prairie View A&M, and that was expressed throughout the interview process. And so when you look at the people, when you add the other stuff, the facilities, the location, what we should be, it made it fairly simple to come here. But make no mistake, it was the people first.
All right, we got time for a couple more.
How you doing, Coach? Maya Mosley with PD versus Everybody. I wanted to ask you, and maybe you can share with us, because obviously we're in the state of Texas with some great talent here. How do you go about locking down the talent in the state so that it doesn't go out toward those other FCS programs and even other SWAC programs that are also seeking for the same talent in our area?
Yeah, I think that's done through relationships. We've got a lot of staff back there in the back that they're getting started. Those guys have a lot of relationships. That was part of the criteria of being on our staff, having relationships with people in the state of Texas. Outside of myself, that's natural. Being from Houston, recruiting this area every year of my career, that was understood. We hired right. We're hiring right now. People with relationships. But let me explain what locking down an area means. Locking down the area is not every kid. It's every kid that we want. It's not every kid. Every kid can't play at Prairie View. And everybody has to understand that, because we live in a panic time in recruiting right now. Everybody's talking about the portal, this guy, and then you get an email, and certainly you can go play at Prairie View. That's not true. It's not true. We're talking about being one of the best in the world, in the country. Everybody can't be a part of that.
Talk your
So we
shit.
want to lock down the talent that we want that can help Prairie A&M win a championship. And so we'll do that through relationships. We'll do that with guys that want to come back. They might have went off and they want to come back and play in the elite play still. We've got several different ways of doing that, but I definitely want to define what locking down means. Because if a kid goes to X, Y, and Z state, that don't mean he can play. But then somebody will say, well, he got a thing he's gonna lock down. It's not it. It's a specific type of player. We're looking for a dog that can actually perform, not a dog that just lays and eats cereal.
Good afternoon, Coach. First of all, two things. One, our esteemed president and our esteemed AD last year at Touchdown Club talked a multitude of stuff that had another word to it. And unfortunately, we didn't live up to it. Your statement when that first game goes a very long way because I've been in attendance at that Touchdown Club for the last 11 years. And last year was my most disappointing year because I wanted to come back next year so I could let the folks at TSU know, I expect you to say, ha. Next,
Shut up.
I'm here with several of my brothers here from Omega Psi Phi fraternity, as well as our Rho Theta brothers. We ask you, what do you expect and need from us, point blank, to talk about that stadium? Because on any given Saturday, you'll see a whole bunch of colors out there. And we're asking you to make it plain so that the victorious part of it will arise and it won't be homecoming and certain games. Thanks, sir.
First of all, we need everyone to be present. So I need all the bros, I need all the Divine Nine, I need all your cousins that are not Greek, and everybody else that you can grab whatever time that we're playing on this hill. I need you to get them here. Secondly, I need the bros not to give me a penalty in the back of the end zone. I want you around. Just don't cost me 15. I know us now. I know us the group. But it's unique. I need you to grab every Prairie View alumni. We've got 70,000+ alums. We just need half of them to come to the game. That's all we need. We just need a third. And we need the fire marshal to come and tell us not to let nobody in. We can do that if we do that amongst each other. If we make sure that we're supporting our school in person and not behind a keyboard, not at the barber shop. Don't talk about our school, support our school. Even if it don't go our way. You got kids that don't do right, you still support them. And so we gotta be very intentional. I need your help being intentional on making sure we're very specific, like you asked me, what games to come to, all of them. I want you to come to all of them. I think we don't leave Texas until October. Should be at all of them.
You are the only
I get
participant
tired
in
of
the
people talking
conference.
about other folks' nation,
All
how they
participants are
travel,
muted.
and this, that, and the other. When I know for a fact, I know more people that went to Prairie View A&M than anywhere. I know a lot of folks. So I need us to come on home to this hill, and let's make sure. And then when you come, invest in our young people. Say something to them. It's a community affair. It takes a village. I need you to be a part of the village. If you see one of our young men wearing a hat in the building, tell them to take that hat off. We don't care about hats, but that's not how we do it. And so I need you to make sure that once you find out the standard in which we go about doing things, you make sure that our young folks are adhering to it everywhere. I don't care if you're at Buc-ee's. Make sure those guys are doing what they're supposed to do. And when we do that, we'll make sure that those guys are successful. Just think about your upbringing. Think about when you went home and you got in trouble. That lady told your mama, and your daddy, and you didn't even want to walk back down the street because you was more scared of that person. And so that's what we're trying to create, family. Forget about me, I love you. And in order for us to do that, it's going to take everybody in here and everybody out there.
Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Chubby K. I'm a member of the Panther Backers. Welcome to PV Nation. Now, you hit on a lot of things, a couple other questions that I would ask the same thing I was talking about in terms of recruiting. You talk about building a fan base. And we have always maintained through previous administrations that in order for us to build a fan base, we need to recruit area-wide in Texas. Texas has a plethora of all types of talent. But when you bring that talent in, the family of that talent normally will come to the games. And we've always tried to push that to make sure. And I'm glad to hear you say that, because that's how we build our fan base also. Get the kids out of the dormitories of the school, get them to come on up in here and join the game. We support you, and we want to make sure that we can help you follow through, because that is an integral part of building the fan base that you are talking about, and we appreciate that.
Let me say this on that. I appreciate that. We're certainly going to recruit people from the state of Texas, and Houston, Dallas, and Austin. We're going to do that. But those people, when we recruit those guys and they only get 4 tickets. And so the other 10 family members are going to buy some tickets too. So that's always been one of those deals. If you recruit locally, you'll get the family. We're only going to get 4 of them. We need the 10 that's complaining about why they're not on the field call list to come to the game too. And so, but we are going to have people from out of state because we're attractive. And when you're an attractive university, and you're one of the closest universities that is of HBCU demeanor to the West, you gotta go out there. You gotta go out there because we need some alums to be in Portland, Oregon. We need some alums to be in the state of Washington. That way, when these guys get done and get jobs, they can go nationwide. So we're going to recruit the country because the country needs to know what we have. The country needs to be exposed to how we do things academically and with our programs. But we also going to make sure we keep the Texas guys home as well.
This is the last question, I think. I got no complaints.
We got one more.
Oh my God! Let's get these old people out of here.
We had our meeting with the AD, and we told him, pick the man you want. I don't care who he picked. Pick the man you go. We're gonna hold him responsible for you.
Absolutely. I'm riding on his credit.
I want to know that I still mean what I said.
Yes, sir.
We want you to do what you can do and bring the people in and bring your responsibility. But we want to win some games. We tired of seeing Jackson State, Southern, blah, blah. Back in the day when we played here, I got 209, I'm in 1963, 64 championship.
Hey, tell Coach Cole to go somewhere. I know that's Coach Cole. When I played in 1985.
I'm blaming you if you don't politics.
I do understand that. Let me just piggyback on that. Like I said, I've been riding on AD Golf's credit the last 2 days across campus and in the city. So I'm gonna make sure I don't ruin this credit. You're co-signing for me on some things. Make sure we don't ruin this credit. We're gonna follow through. I really believe that. I need you to as well. And here's what I mean. The people you mentioned, they're doing some things behind the scenes and with this new wave of athletics. So what we have to understand is athletics ain't like it was when Coach Nix was here.
Thank you. Or
Athletics ain't
Coach
like it
Cole.
was last year. And so when we ask you to dig into your pocketbook, we're gonna need you to come on with it. And that's the expectation that's now back and forth. You expect us to win out there. I wouldn't have came if the expectation wasn't high. But I expect you guys to invest on the level that it takes to win, not games, but championships. Because I did not come here to just win the Labor Day Classic. I did not come here to just win the state classic. I didn't come here for that. I came here to win the SWAC, host the SWAC championship, and to go to Atlanta and hoist up the trophy at the end. That's why I came. And so I need everybody to be clear. So when you go back to your areas and you start saying you're talking big talk, I am. But I need you to make sure you hold up your end of the bargain. This is the challenge that has to be presented prior to us playing. This is the challenge, because what happens is when we're not successful, then you say, he said he was going to do all of that. Let's put it all on the table. I think AD Golf said that he played cards face up. I joined him. We have to have investment in order for expectation to even be a thing. If there's no investment, then let's just roll the ball out there and see what happens. Because that's what we're doing anyway. Athletics has changed. We need to adhere and respond to the change. And pivot used to be the word. But after every pivot, there has to be a shot. And so we pivoted. Now we got to shoot. And I need your help on that.
One last question. I'm Greg Austin, one of the Panther backers. And like you said, recruiting things that are important is to find that athlete that will come here and will stay here based on all the portals we have and changes. I'm one of those athletes that came down here, poor country boy, did not have the talent and grew at Prairie. So my question is, we have coaches in here who work Texas and the US. When you recruit, find the athlete with the heart. I'm asking you to do that. Because beating TSU, like you said, it was important to us. You got to win that first game. But the first game is with our rival. And Dad just kind of put you on the spot about what the AD and our president did last year at the luncheon. We got to win them all. Get the athletes, if you will. Rely on the coaches that know these kids up in the country, East Texas, down in Bay City, Brenham. Find them. Let them grow, please. Recruit in Texas, recruit anywhere, but get that athlete, talk to their parents, because Prairie View is the state school, the HBCU, the premier HBCU in this nation. There is no way an athlete that has the quality of play that we can win with won't come here. And their parents and their uncles and their cousins, sounds like you grew up like most of us in the day. Users. Our job as Panther backers and supporters, Roosevelt put me on the spot when I got in here. We got to bring the money. We know that. We're going to commit to you that we do that. When we do that, Richard's not going to be as nice if we don't beat TSU.
Oh my God.
I guess I'll find out after this. I do want to point out Mr. Robinson. Dino, as you guys know, man, coached me in high school. Man, him and Hilton Conley had us running around the track talking about who you rooting for at 14, 15 years old. And so I do understand how proud the Panther backers are and all Prairie A&M alums across the country. And we're going to continue to make you proud. Our product will be something to be proud of. And so we're excited. She knew me when I was real, man. I've grown since then. But there's a lot of people in here that I know throughout the profession, throughout my time growing up in Houston. A lot of y'all know my mama. Y'all sending my mama recruits. That's a really big deal. And so I just want to let everybody know in closing, we're going to do whatever it takes to make this university from a football standpoint, an athletic standpoint, be elite, not just at Black College, but in all of America, because we deserve that. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Well, this has certainly been a grand affair, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank everyone who came out to support us. I've got a couple of announcements before we go. The first day of spring football is March the 25th. March. Okay, I stand corrected. The 18th, March 18th is the spring game, still tentatively the 24th. The 17th. Oh, okay.
Damn, y'all ain't got nothing fixed. Y'all ain't got
Somebody's
nothing
got to hear from me. Also, National Signing Day is February 5th. We are currently working on a venue to host our National Signing Day. It was a great event last year. We're looking forward to it.
I don't care about none of that. Let me say this, man. I don't care about PV's crap. Okay. Let's talk about this. Let's really talk about this press conference, because again, people get on here and say, Scotty, you're mean. Scotty this, Scotty that. And I said it. I said it when I was watching Sam Shade. If the chase is your philosophy and your principle, why are you reading it? It's something that is in you. If it is something you believe, if it's something that is just, hey, this is why I do what I do, and this is what I do it for, why is that something you have to read? So I don't understand it. You ain't gonna make me understand it. I ain't gonna understand it. And Tremaine Jackson won the press conference. If we're comparing press conferences out of Michael Vick, out of Sam Shade, Tremaine Jackson won the press conference. That is what a football coach is supposed to look and sound like. I don't give a damn, celebrity or not. He won the press conference. Now, can he make the 12-fan nation become 14 or 15? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I listen, they're going to have to show me before I believe that. They just are. And listen, no, it doesn't. I don't need to stay on script on something that is mine. If I'm getting a speech and then I go into what OFFSCRIPT stood for or what each letter stands for, why do I have to read O stands for open? Because I like to keep things fluid. F stands for frank, because frankly, I'm pretty frank. The other F stands for friends, because I couldn't do this without my guys. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. You see what I'm saying? I ain't really watched Sean Gibbs. It was on Fox News, so I ain't watch it. So don't care. He in the CAA anyway, right? So that two things. The second thing, and call lines are open for any PV people that want to talk. I said this, and I knew it was coming. The culture that he experienced at Valdosta is what he's bringing to Prairie View. And he's seen what championship football looks like. He's seen what championship involvement looks like. He's seen what championship fans look like. He's seen what a premier. And I said this. I said Valdosta's football program is heads and shoulders above Prairie View in culture. In culture, in winning, in everything about football, the essence of football is what Valdosta is. And him seeing that, him being a part of that, him having the expectations for him to win at Valdosta will never be as big as Prairie View. I'm going to say that again for all the blacks who don't understand winning football. For all you HBCU fans who live in a bubble, who only want to play the blacks, who don't care about actually having a football program, Valdosta's football program is head and shoulders in culture and wanting to win more than Prairie View. So honestly, he is actually taking a step down in expectations because nobody at Prairie View has half of the expectations that he had to deal with at Valdosta. And that's fact. That ain't debatable. That is a fact. So for him to see that, and mind you, it was with a white school. He was a black head coach with expectations to win championships, not conference titles, not beat your rival and we're okay, win homecoming and we're okay. As long as you beat Texas Southern and you win homecoming, we're fine. Okie dokie. He didn't have those expectations. He had to win championships. That's the only thing that matters at Valdosta. Period. So to have that expectation at a white institution, being a black head coach, that is expectations. That is expectations. The only person that feels what he is feeling right now is Marcus Freeman and Jerome at Michigan. Those are only a few black guys, Penn State at whatever. Notre Dame and Michigan coaches are the only ones feeling what he felt at Valdosta of the expectation to win. But the mindset, what he's learned and what he got from Valdosta is carried over to Prairie View. Because honestly, and Prairie View people can be mad, they can get upset. He could really kick his feet up and be like, oh, I made it, I'm good. You don't have no expectations. You don't. I think AD Golf might have expectation, but the fan base don't. AD Golf probably has more expectations for Prairie View than his own fans does. But I'll tell you this, if you can't get behind this guy, and I'm going to say this again, and I hope Coach Cole is watching. I hope somebody clips this for Coach Cole. If they can't get behind this guy, then you see why schools have to hire celebrities to get support. Because if the 12 fan nation can't get behind Tremaine, I don't know what else to tell you. There's not another coach with a better resume than him who got hired. Other than Sam Shade, and he beat Sam Shade. I don't get it. So to me, if people are talking about, oh, celebrity coaches need to stop and we don't need that, Prairie View has to get off their lazy ass and go show up at football games and support this guy. Because if you got a guy who is talking about, I am bigger than HBCU football. This program will be bigger than HBCU football. It is bigger than just beating a rival. It is bigger than just coming to the pretty games. We want to win all the games. Come to all the games. There's not another black coach saying that. I don't care what y'all talking about. There is not a regular coach. Listen to what I'm saying. There's not a regular coach in HBCU football talking that type of talk. Point blank, period. Eddie George is the only one because he got to deal with it. He has to be great. He has to compete at that level because there is no kissing cousin award like the Celebration Bowl that he can just walk into. Oh, can't get in the playoffs, so I'm just going to kiss my cousin. I'm going to see y'all in Atlanta. So again, Tremaine Jackson, to me right here, right now, I'm a fan, and I hate PV. I hate PV. I mean, with everything in me, I hate PV. I hate the 12 fans. I hate all that. Got all the money in the world, can't support shit. I hate it. But Tremaine Jackson will make you a fan. His mindset will make you a fan. Everybody should be buying season tickets. That is how good that press conference was. Real talk. Real talk. That is how good that press conference was. That everybody and their mama should be buying season tickets right here, right now, just to support Tremaine Jackson and what he did and what he's bringing to this program. Because I love it. That press conference was absolutely electric. And I'm telling you, it's night and day. And again, I'm not saying Sam Shade is a bad football coach. I'm not saying that. But goddamn, he was not on the reading rainbow. If anything, and I keep it above with you, Sam Shade is telling you why you don't go to the University of Alabama.
Nigga second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the.
Sam Shade's press conference makes you look at, how did you get through the University of Alabama? I'm being honest. It was horrible. It was bad. The whole press conference was bad. Nothing about it gave you the energy like, oh yeah, I'll play for him. You a football coach. Your job is to motivate. How you can't motivate people sitting in the crowd watching you? And Tremaine Jackson was actually funny. He wasn't even making no corny ass jokes. Some jokes was really funny. Right? So, man, listen, bro. I'm just keeping, listen. PV fans, listen. Y'all got a gym, man. Y'all got a gym. I really believe that. If I was a coach in the West, I would be scared. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I'm just keeping it a buck. And the reason why I would tell people why I would be scared is because him coming from a national championship program, he knows what right looks like. He just knows what right looks like. He just does. And I think Valdosta could at least knock off about 3 schools in the SWAC. At least. If Clark Atlanta is beating Bethune-Cookman, Valdosta is beating Bethune, beating UAPB, probably would beat Southern on a good day, because Southern ain't that good. I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. Probably would have gave Valley the business. So, I mean, real talk. Watching what he's seen at Valdosta, he probably beats about 4 or 5 teams in the SWAC. Just what he got at Valdosta. I'm just saying. JB, coming to you.
Scotty, how you doing, my friend?
What's up?
Yo, man, I was going to say exactly what you said about the press conference. The first thing I noticed was the energy when he talked about beating not just going to Atlanta, not just winning SWAT games, but being FCS good. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. And no one really talks about that in the space. And honestly, I'm very inspired. I'm also inspired to hear about the fans going to all the games. And finally, he also talked about accountability too, in terms of y'all showing up, not just being behind the keyboard talking, but actually going to support the product. That is something that I think needs to be said. I think other schools can take notes and say, guys, you know what? Don't just talk about it, be about it, so definitely with that, and I hope he does well. I probably see some tickets for PV this year because of the fact that they're actually speaking that life, speaking in terms of like representation. That question, of course, the question I have for you is PV ready for that kind of expectation? Because you talked about how expectations at Valdosta are totally different than what it's going to be in the space here. Is the PV admin ready for that?
No, JB, they're not. And it's reason because they're not football fans, right? You have to believe. Listen, you have to. Black people are like this. This is what most HBCU black people are, right? It's like they don't brag until they get there. And then when they get there, that's when they be like, oh, yeah, I knew all along. You know what I'm saying? This is us. No, they don't have the mindset to be a national championship because they don't think like that, right? Like this is what he's saying. He's saying, I want to have such a good schedule that even if we don't make it to the Celebration Bowl, we're going to be in the playoffs because we win out of conference games. And see, for HBCU fans, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything to them. It's just like, we beat UIW. And that's how HBCU fans look at it. But for me, football fans are like, hey, that's a nice win. That is a nice win. And to me, again, certain programs deserve a Tremaine Jackson, and PV is not one of them. Now, I do like that PV has him because he's going to elevate that football brand because of just the mindset of who he is. But guys like him, those are the guys you need at North Carolina A&T. You need at a Hampton. You need at a Tennessee State, right? You need at a really big brand of football because those brands mix with a great head of football coach make it make sense. You get what I'm saying? So if he was at Southern, this would make sense to me, right? Like, it's just like, this is a great brand. This is a great coach who's come from a championship pedigree, a championship program, and he's going to a high brand of football, a high visible brand of football. So you want him, like him at Southern playing Nichols. I'll watch that game because that game might be competitive. You might not get beat 60-0. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the part of the game that I care about. See, Southern fans are like, man, we made it to the SWAC championship. But you in the same AAU league, you got drugged by a guy in your same division. That don't make sense to me, right? So this is the thing for me. And what I will say is PV is known for playing better out of conference opponents, right? So I think this is a great stop for him because they're not like, the school that should not be named, who they rarely ever play real out of conference games, right? And other programs that just love scheduling SWAC schools, right? So PV is known for, Houston Christian and UIW, and they'll go out and play some guys. And I think that just adds to the value of what Tremaine is going to bring to this program. I love it. I love it. I just hope that PV fans in the 12 nations, they actually get behind them and support.
All right, Scott, last question before I get us on and whatnot. Is there any chance that Tremaine brings that quarterback, say, from his school of Valdosta, or the QB from from Ferris State?
Hey, listen,
those QBs were not.
If he get that quarterback from Ferris State, the SWAC's on notice.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. There ain't a quarterback right. If he get that Bama from Ferris State, there is not a quarterback in the SWAC that is better than him right here, right now. I'm so serious. I stand on that. There is not a QB in the SWAC that is better than that kid from Ferris State. I like Makai. I think him and Makai are probably like 1A, 1B, but that's it. And that's including Andrew. And that's including Andrew. That kid from Ferris State is good, really good. So, that boy good.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, that kid, if y'all didn't watch that national championship game with that kid from Ferris State, that kid good. That kid nice. Nice. You get a kid like that to go to play at Prairie View. You get a Makai Higgins to go to Prairie View. I think it's a game changer. But, to each his own. Listen, my thing is this, right? My thing is this. You can go to the playoffs. FAMU has done it before. So please stop talking, right? At the end of the day, I think AD Goff, this is an A++ hire. And then when you hear him talk, it's just like, how could you not hire this guy? Again, I'm going to make this very clear. I am not saying that Sam Shade is a bad football coach. I'm not saying that. I think some people are just, I think he might be the Rain Man of football, right? Like, Rain Man wasn't very sociable, right? He wasn't very articulate, and he has no charisma. And that's Sam Shade wrapped up in a boat. All right. Sam Shade is just like, stand there. I'll talk to everybody, shake the hands that I tell you to shake. And that's fine as long as you win. As long as you win, that's fine. But Tremaine is the guy you take across the country to every PV home. You take Tremaine to all the big money guys. That's what you do with Tremaine. Tremaine, you drag his ass to all the millionaires at Prairie View, and you make them come up with some big ass checks. That's what you do. Uncle Willie, coming to you.
Hey, Scott.
What's up?
I got a suggestion for you.
What's up?
Mondays be your recap show with the SWAC and the MEAC. Tuesdays be the MEAC. You cover everything in the MEAC. Wednesdays, you cover SWAC, you and so. Thursday, you do your predictions. Get Fridays off, get the Sabbath off, you and your family spend time. Start back up the next week. See, that's a good plan, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Good plan. It's too much exciting for you to be leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna call with the BS every time. It's too much excitement going on for you to be leaving. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate the call, Willie. Appreciate it. He's a call with the BS every time. Absolutely A higher. Absolutely A higher. A plus higher. If I'm a Prairie View fan, PV has a heavy visitor schedule next season. Y'all overhyping. Y'all niggas don't show up. Listen, man. Listen. You know what you sound like? You sound like a student in class, and you sound like, you know, when your parents be like, so everybody lying on you. So everybody lying on you. No, I'm not saying everybody. So the teacher lying on you now. That's what you sound like. I didn't do it. Well, the teacher said you did it. Your classmates said you did it. So now everybody lying on you. Bro, just accept it that your attendance is trash. Your support of your program is trash. And we all know it. The only time y'all niggas come out is for the rival game, the State Fair Classic that is a neutral site, and homecoming. We all know what it is. Just admit it and say you need to be better. That kills me. Jesus, man. God almighty. Why would Bama's be hating on a program that hasn't won anything in the last what? The last time y'all Bama's was hot, Drake dropped So Far Gone. How many times do I gotta keep telling you that? That's what KJ Black was listening to in his. Come on, man. Freaking KJ Black was listening to the dedication. That's the last time y'all Bama's won something. So what are we talking about?
All right, Mr. Thanksgiving for the money this time.
Yeah. This is what KJ Black was listening to for the championship game.
Shama. Howdy do, motherfuckers, it's Weezy, baby. Niggas bitching and I gotta tote them. Listen close, I got duct tape and rope. I leave you missing like the fucking old banners. One hand on my money, one hand on my buddy. That's the AK-47, make his neighborhood love me. Bullets like birds, you can hear them bitches humming. Don't let that bird shit, he got a weak stomach. Niggas know I'm sick, I don't spit, I vomit. Got it, one egg short of the omelet. Simon says, shoot a nigga in his thigh and leg and tell him catch up like mayonnaise. I'm the sickest nigga doing it. Bet that baby, these other niggas dope. I'm wet crack baby.
What we talking about? Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. That's the last time y'all niggas was hot. Stop talking to me. So what are we talking about? How you hating on the program that ain't been nothing since Cannon, since the dedication, since the Carter 3? Come on, man, stop it. Stop it. And now you know I ain't lying. Now you know I ain't lying. Okay? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. All right? So listen, I'm going to just keep it about. That's how I feel. But listen, it's funny to me. I'll say this and I'm going to get up out of here. It's funny to me. I need Lionel, PV versus everybody, to have that energy he had for Bubba. You got to have it for Tremaine. Listen, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna get mad at me, but I gotta say it. If you've watched the coaches conference, like six of them Bamas can't even talk. The Bama from, let me tell you everybody that need to be on the Reading Rainbow last year. Bubba needs to be on the Reading Rainbow last year. Little Bill from Bethune-Cookman need to be on. Who else need to be on the Reading Rainbow? Hampton talks really well. Let me see. Connell Maynard needed like lisp classes. He has a lisp. He has like a lisp. You know, he can talk, but he got a country swang. So, but definitely them two. Listen, Bubba McDowell and Little Bill from Bethune, they both should have been on the Reading Rainbow, right? So just having competent coaches to talk is like, that's half the battle. It's half the battle. Real talk, half the battle. But no, hey, to each his own. Lona had the emotion for OC, not Bubba. I think it's gonna be good. All right, listen, I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. Remember, tomorrow, Deshaun Jackson's press conference. I'm excited. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Deshaun got swag, but I don't think he got that buzz like Tremaine. We'll see though. We'll see on the press conference. But listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm a holler. God bless.